Sam Allardyce was asked if he intended putting the fun back into playing for England. Fun? He echoed. Of course, I haven't come here to be miserable. Indeed not. For most England managers that tends to come later. Allardyce will be hoping not as quickly as this weekend, though, but there remains the possibility. What at first appeared a gentle loosener for the new man is now an altogether stiffer test. Not just of Allardyce's football philosophy, or the mettle of his players post-Iceland, but of his judgment. Specifically, his assessment of one 18-year-old striker. When Allardyce suggested last week that Marcus Rashford might be selected for the under-21s, his reasoning made perfect sense. Born October 31, 1997, Wythenshawe, Manchester clubs, Manchester United appearances, 20 goals, 9 caps, 3. Rashford was not in the Manchester United team. He needed international experience and game time. Another 90 minutes on the bench would serve little purpose. That was before his 19-minute cameo and a late winner against Hull on Saturday. By then, Rashford had already been named in Gareth Southgate's squad, and Allardyce's practicality was looking more like beginner's oversight. If England need a late goal in Trevenna, or, heaven forbid, a late equalizer, it is the urgency of Rashford's arrival for club and country that will be recalled, meaning his exclusion has the potential to cause early controversy. Like any player who is not picked, he will be instantly afforded the mystical powers of the certain match winner. I can understand it, said Allardyce. As soon as he scored I was pleased for him, but I knew it would raise the question, why have you not included him? But he is such a young man, such a young age, and the experience he could get with the under-21s is the best thing for him. I hope what he did in 15 minutes or so for United makes Jose Mourinho put him in the team more. From there his performances, if they are as stunning as they were for United last season, will make me think I need to look at him next time around. With Wayne Rooney as good as certain to be England's no 10, it would appear Harry Kane, Daniel Sturridge and Jamie Vardy are in a straight fight for the no 9 role. Yet has any English striker looked as sharp and dangerous as Rashford, albeit briefly, against Hull? We wouldn't expect Harry to be dry for too much longer, said Allardyce of the striker who has scored 1 goal in competitive football since April 18. He has made a massive impact in the last few years. It fuels Allardyce's detractors that in other areas he has preserved the status quo. It is not just that he has excluded Rashford, but also that he has included Rooney, and as captain too, making him close to untouchable in many eyes. That Rooney has started the season well for Manchester United, scoring or creating a goal in every game this season, or that he remains the most technically gifted of England forwards, will again pass his critics by. Since the retirement of David Beckham there has not been an England player who divides opinion so spectacularly. Yet while cases can be made for Dele Alli in his place, or even Everton's Ross Barkley, the other controversial absentee from Allardyce's first squad, Rooney has no peer as captain of his country. The most experienced England international, capable of being vocal and outspoken in the confines of the dressing room, he was the obvious choice when Steven Gerrard retired and remains the obvious choice now. He's been an excellent captain and it was an easy decision to ask him to continue, Allardyce confirmed. I like an on and off the field captain if there is one. You would hope the captain could make the decision on the pitch if he felt it was needed. For me, that's his role. It's a big responsibility at club level, but even more so with an international team. First and foremost, though, he must lead by example. Allardyce cited J.J. Okocha, the Nigerian international, as his greatest captain, having given him the armband after his first season at Bolton Wanderers. Okocha captained Bolton in 85 matches between 2003 and 2005. He was the captain you looked for, Allardyce recalled. He sorted out the odd scuffle in the dressing room, talked to the players about going out to win. He'd take the manager's instructions and apply them in the right way. Then there was his outstanding ability. The rise of RASHFO party February 25. Anthony Martial is injured in the warm-up prior to the Europa League clash with Midtjylland. Rashford is called into the starting lineup and he scores twice in the 5-1 win. February 28. Rashford is in dreamland as he nets another Old Trafford break to help United to a 3-2 victory over Arsenal on his Premier League debut. March 20. Having gone a month without a goal, he makes amends and more with the winner in the Manchester derby. March 27th, makes England under-20 debut but the Young Lions lose 2-1 to Canada. April 13th, sets United en route to the FA Cup's semi-finals with a sensational strike in a 2-1 victory at West Ham. April 16th, relegates Aston Villa with his goal in a 1-0 win at Old Trafford. May 16th, named in England's provisional squad for 2016 Euros. May 27th, marks his England debut with a goal after just 3 minutes. May 31st, named in Roy Hodgson's 23-man squad for the European Championship. June 16th, comes on against Wales during 2016 Euros as England come from behind to win. August 27th, makes an impact from the bench to score the dramatic last-gasp winner for Manchester United against Hull City. In the beginning, it was suggested he'd only come for the money, but he showed everybody he wasn't a mercenary. In a multinational side, he could speak 4 languages, and he communicated very well with some of the players who couldn't speak English as well. One might imagine that last attribute might not be required of an England captain, but it is no longer that simple. It is hugely ironic, considering Atlardis got the job in large part because the Football Association decided the England manager should be English, rejecting foreign coaches with more substantial CVs, but one of his first moves was an attempt to recruit Steven Inzaghi, born just outside Paris, but without a cap for France beyond the under-21 team. FIFA, not the guilt of ethical inconsistency, ended that conversation, but the process is very much alive. Indeed, Atlardis revealed there was now a FA department whose job is scouring foreign markets, much as English clubs do. It really is shameful. How can the FA, or the England manager, carp about the absence of opportunity for English footballers if they, too, are considering imports? The uber-pragmatism on display on Monday simply does not wash. If player nationality is not an issue for England manager, why should the nationality of the England manager be an issue for the FA? And what is there to separate club and international football, if the priority of the England team is not English talent? Atlardis was unconvincing. He said, if 1 or 2 are like Inzaghi, do you pick the best squad to win the World Cup? Or don't you, and suffer the consequences of not winning it or not getting to the quarterfinal and then you're the failure? Cricket, rugby and athletics do it, and it happens in all the other countries. There is a shortage of English players in the Premier League, only 31%. And if those don't play on a regular basis and there is another option, surely if that player is of the right caliber then you give him an opportunity. It's a very difficult, very delicate subject. I'll have to see if I actually do it one day how it's perceived across the nation. If the player goes out and scores the winner, will it be quite that bad? Not among the super realists in the FA department of ringer development, we can presume. But, really, haven't we got Marcus Rashford for that?